2001, a real-world exercise tested the emergency response to a bioterror attack on the continental United States. The operation was called Dark Winter. Within just a few days, the simulation spiraled out of control. The operation predicted a rapid breakdown in essential institutions, civil disorder, and massive civilian casualties. Dark Winter has revealed how vulnerable we've become. Our lifestyle, our security, our safety depends on a delicate and unstable economy. We've created a system so complicated that we no longer understand how to control it. Oil, power, shipping, transport. We live in a complex world. And the more complex it gets, the more fragile it becomes.
Tonight, news that a second Texas child died from the measles. Both children are from the epicenter of the outbreak in Gaines County near the New Mexico border. WFAA's Adriana De Alba reports tonight on the new concerns surrounding the virus that's now spreading across Texas.
This has health officials in Texas on high alert. It's the state's largest measles outbreak in 30 years. The disease was eliminated in the U.S. back in the year 2000, but it has emerged due to low vaccination rates.
With a growing concern over the notion that chemical and biological weapons were unaccounted for and could potentially fall into the hands of terrorists, the Department of Defense wanted to test the nation's readiness for such an emergency. In June 2001, the DoD conducted a war game called Operation Dark Winter.
Dark Winter was a major exercise that was done prior to 9/11, earlier in 2001, to look at the effects of a biological terror event. And it was kind of a scary scenario. We would lose a lot of people if a really effective bioterror event occurred.
The simulation evaluated the government's ability to respond and communicate with the public, and the exercise even included mock news reports.
And health experts say there are no signs of this slowing down. Texas health officials are sounding the alarm.
The measles is the most contagious virus on the planet.
The state health department confirming a second unvaccinated child died of measles in West Texas last Thursday, an 8-year-old girl from Lubbock. This comes after an unvaccinated 6-year-old girl died in late February, and an unvaccinated adult with measles died in New Mexico.
And I'm convinced they would not be dead today if they'd had a vaccine.
Since the diagnosis of 20 smallpox cases in Oklahoma City 12 days ago, hundreds have now died, thousands have become infected.
We had to, think about things like, quarantines and martial law, and things like that. All of a sudden, our system wasn't our system anymore because we had this terrible thing going on and we had to change. We had to, change the way we thought about things. We had to change the way the military interrelated with the civilian world.
On Sunday, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. made a surprise trip to a Mennonite church in West Texas, meeting with the families of the 2 girls who died. He has faced criticism over his handling of the outbreak and has been critical of the vaccines. He posted on X saying, "My intention was to come down here quietly to console the families. I am also here to support Texas health officials," adding, "The most effective way to prevent the spread of measles is the MMR vaccine."
And it was really an eye-opener.
And the conclusion were tens of millions of deaths, no commerce between states, no airplane flying for 6 months, and war between Oklahoma and Texas.
So far in Texas, there have been at least 499 reported cases and 56 hospitalizations. There are now more than 600 confirmed measles cases across 21 states. That's more than double the number in all of 2024.
This maze game helps show how life can be a lot easier if you've got your vaccinations because they will prevent you from getting sick. As you're going through the maze and the marble goes through, there are different paths you can take, and if you go down the blue path, which is one where it represents being immunized, there are far fewer holes where the marble will fall through. If you go through the red path, that's the unvaccinated path, and there's a lot more holes representing a lot more disease that you could get sick with and more chances to fall through and not be able to finish the maze.
Well Doc, what's the big McGill here? What's with my boy?
Measles.
Measles?
Oh, no.
Say it isn't so, Doc. You're kidding, huh?
That's what it is.
Well, don't get excited. It's not serious.
Sure, though, it isn't serious.
No, it's not serious. Just a catastrophe, that's all.
To you, it's a catastrophe. To me, it's a catastrophe. Every seat in the house is sold out. Well, I better take care of refunding the ticket money.
Listen, just tell him he's sick, but don't say what's wrong with him. You hear me? Oh, measles. Measles. Listen, Doc, can I see a minute, please? I want to talk to you.
You can get dressed now.
This is very important. Believe me, it's a matter of life or death. You've got to help us out. Me and my boy are in big trouble.
Well, if your boy takes it easy, he'll be as good as new in a few days. He's only got measles.
Only got measles. Doc, if he only had gangrene or typhoid fever, believe me, we could wring their hearts out. But measles ain't got no class. It's kid stuff. They'll laugh at us.
That's incredible.
Doc, look. Let them hate us, love us, scream at us, print nasty things about us in the newspapers we go sailing on. But if they laugh at us, we're dead. Believe me.
Would you mind terribly if we kept him here?
Honey, has that con man been talking to you?
Look, we've all had measles, so there's no problem there. Oh, it's a shame to send that poor sick boy off to a cold hotel room.
He can stay at a hospital.
But if the teenagers found out, honey, it's just for a few days. And well, Mary and Jeff would get a kick out of it, and I don't mind.
Wilma, let's go, honey. The plane leaves in an hour. That's funny. It's locked. Well, maybe they're over at my house, huh?
We're in here, Fred. Both of us.
Gee, it sounds like they're crying. What's wrong, Wilma? Open up.
We can't. We've got the measles.
All right, stop playing games. Your plane leaves in an hour and... The measles? Oh, it can't be. You were both all right this morning.
It broke out after you left to pick up the plane tickets.
First Wilma, then me. We caught it from little Alonzo next door.
Alonzo? I'll sue him. This could cost us $10,000. Yeah, that's right. You can't bake with measles. The cake may break out.
And another thing, Fred. You'll have to stay with Barney at his house for a few days till we get over this.
Measles are very contagious.
Oh, this is awful. Oh, don't worry, Fred. Measles don't hurt. They sure do. The worst kind of pain. In the pocketbook.
Tully, open the door. Can't, man. I'm in the game. Just go under. Tully. Answer your phone, man. Have you been here all day? What's up? Got my shots today. Your what? My measles vaccination. Hey. Yo. Didn't you get it as a child? My parents don't know, so I got it again. Just trying to protect my family, you know? And you. I mean, look at you. Hurry up, what do you want? Let's go.
If you are aged 15 to 30, you could be at greater risk of measles because you may have missed out as a child. Measles is a serious disease that can make you very sick. Protect the people you care about. This immunization is free at your local GP or participating pharmacy.
Health officials also warning of recent exposures at two highly populated locations in Grapevine and in Houston. Someone with measles visited Great Wolf Lodge and Grapevine Mills Mall last Friday and Saturday. And in Houston, an unvaccinated traveler passed through Hobby Airport last Sunday.
You might as well return the plane tickets, Fred. Betty and I will never make that contest in time.
Come on, Fred. Cheer up. Look at the bright side. We'll be batching it for a few days. Hey, we can go bowling every night. Stay up and see all the late shows on TV. We'll have a ball waiting for the girls to get over the measles. Barney. Oh, yeah, Fred?
We ain't blowing that dough for a measly measle.
Oh, what do you mean, Fred? You know the girls can't leave the house.
No, but we can.
So?
So, you and I are going to that bake-off contest.
For anyone who was in these areas at the same time, what should they know?
So if you've touched the surface or walked through the air within 2 hours of the person who had it, you're likely to get it.
Health officials are recommending the MMR vaccine, saying it's safe, effective, and provides immunity for a lifetime.
Hi. Peter. What are you doing home from school?
They sent me home. Measles.
That's either measles or a strange case of red freckles.
You have got a temperature.
They told me 101.1. What's the record?
Never mind. That's one record you don't want to break.
Right, you don't get to hold the title very long.
Well, I think you better go upstairs and get into bed. I'll phone the doctor and be right out.
Measles. Let's hope all the others don't start coming down with it.
Oh, that would be terrible.
Right. As the warden of the state prison once said, I sure would hate to see them all break out at once.
Oh, no. Are you sure it's the measles?
Well, he certainly got all the symptoms. A slight temperature, a lot of dots, and a great big smile.
A great big smile.
No school for a few days.
Did you call the doctor?
Well, I've been trying to, honey, but the line's been busy.
Well, say hello to my dotted son for me. Tell him I'll bring him some comic books, and I'll see you later, dear.
Okay, honey, bye. Jan! You've got measles.
Golly, mothers are supposed to know everything. But do you have to keep proving it?
Well, you've got a temperature, too.
What do you mean, too?
Well, Peter was sent home from school a little while ago.
Oh, what was his temperature?
101.1.
Oh, is that all? I'm 101.2.
And you get right into bed. Dr. Porter's on the way over.
Can I tell Peter he's a point behind me?
I'm sure he'd appreciate your sympathy. Now, into bed, Jan.
Dr. Cameron's a very fine doctor.
Well, Dr. Porter's a very fine doctor, too. I mean, she's taken marvelous care of the...
Every breath you take.
This child's dangerously ill from mumps. This child nearly died from measles. This child is deaf and almost blind because of German measles, rubella. All these diseases can be wiped out. Now a new vaccine's available called MMR. Find out more from us at LWT Action. Write to
MMR.
Box 33, London SE1 9LT.
What's wrong?
We've got the measles. All four of us.
Correction, all 6 of us.
You mean Jen and Peter have them too? Well, you better call Dr. Porter.
Dr. Cameron.
Dr. Porter.
Dr. Cameron. Hold it. They're both upstairs.
I like Dr. Cameron. He gives lollipops. Dr. Porter gives all-day suckers.
Well, Kansas City pediatricians are warning parents about chicken pox lollipops. Now, these are suckers or candy licked by children who have chicken pox. Have you heard about these? They're sold usually by mail to parents who are afraid of vaccinations and want instead to expose their kids to the chicken pox to get it over with and then avoid the complications later in life. Well, doctors say there is only a slim chance these lollipops will actually give other children chicken pox, but they might expose them to other diseases.
We know that other viruses like hepatitis B stay to surfaces for a lot longer period of time. So it's much more likely that they would catch something like hepatitis before they would catch chickenpox.
Now, besides the risks of other infections, shipping diseases or viruses across state lines is a federal crime.
Doctors must have an arrangement with dentists.
Oh, Greg, you want my railroad. I'll be a sport. You can ride on it free. Thanks a lot. It's your turn, Peter. All I need is 2 more hands. 6. Missed it. Boy, this is the life, isn't it? Yeah. If you have to get sick, you sure can't beat the measles. That's right. No medicine. Inside or out. Like shots, I mean. Don't even mention shots. Yeah.
A sprawling mansion, the curtains drawn, a mystery inside. An old videotape begins to flicker into view. Our first glimpse of a secret world. It is Christmas, and we see a kind of family bustling with activity. In their home videos, everyone's smiling, hugging, laughing. At the stove, a girl from a well-heeled New York neighborhood. She was once a cheerleader, the whole world at her feet.
Because if you do 2 passage breaks, you're really in pain.
A young man born into a prominent Connecticut family, his future filled with opportunity and wealth.
Are you filming this? No.
The tall man at the door with a blazing smile, once a Colorado businessman, a former political candidate. Another beautiful, quiet smile. He is the brother of a famous actress on an iconic TV show.
Hailing frequencies open, sir.
She is Lieutenant Uhura from Star Trek.
We should have been there 10 minutes ago, sir.
Look at the camera. You look great.
So many people on this tape once high achievers, strivers filled with promise. Now performing a giddy talent show. That's a valedictorian who was once a presidential scholar. So take a closer look at the revelers. Do you notice anything about them? Their haircuts, exactly alike. Baggy clothes, no gender. And with every move, they fix their adoring gaze on one man in the room. They call him Doe.
Marshall Herb Applewhite, Doe, is basically their god.
Who is this man called Doe? And what is the source of his power over highly accomplished people from all over the country? Ohio, Missouri, Minnesota. Listen, he's directing the scene.
Look at the camera. Where's your normals? There. Ah, good.
For more than 20 years, how has he convinced these followers he can lead them through the gates of heaven? He promises they'll be carried to the next level of existence in a UFO. Does he believe what he's saying? As he asks them to record video farewells to Earth, death just hours away.
First on King 5 Mornings, breaking news at Seattle University where a mad dash for COVID vaccines happened overnight. Hundreds of people, some in their pajamas and bathrobes, were lining up to roll up their sleeves, all because of an urgent tweet by Swedish Medical Center saying it had hundreds of Moderna vaccines available to go into people's arms. Amy Moreno, they're live this morning. Amy, this must be the first time anyone's had vaccinations like this in the middle of the night. What happened?
Well, Swedish tells us that they got a call last night from a partner hospital that had a refrigeration malfunction, and there was danger that if these vaccines weren't distributed by 5 o'clock this morning, they could go bad. Well, they just jumped right into action. They had 880 doses here with that 5 a.m. deadline for distribution. And so they set up the clinic. It's already set up really here on the campus, but they just jumped right into action, lining up volunteers. And they said they had so many volunteers come forward, they actually had to turn some away. Now, even with announcing those appointments late last night, they said they filled up within 30 to 40 minutes. We heard from people who were just jumping on their computers. They got frenzied calls from loved ones. The COO said they tried to really focus on the tier 1A and 1B categories. The goal was to make sure none of the vaccine got wasted.
You're so hypnotizing. Could you be the devil? Could you be an angel? Your touch magnetizing. Feels like I am floating. Leaves my body glowing. They say, be afraid. You're not like the others. Futuristic lover. They don't understand you. You're from a whole other world, a different dimension. You open my eyes, and I'm ready to go. Lead me into the light. Kiss me, infect me with your love and fill me with your poison. Take me, wanna be a victim, ready for affection.
Best we can to make sure we stay within the CDC and the governor's guidelines on prioritization. At the same time, we want to make sure not a single drop of the vaccine goes wasted.
But really just an amazing story out here. In just a short time, they assembled 150 volunteers, even turning some away, and did not waste any of that vaccine. There was more than 1,500 doses total, more than 1,600 rather, and 880 came here. The rest went to UW. They said they were just really proud. A lot of it given out by 3 a.m. this morning. They had big, long lines, but moved very efficiently, and a lot of people were just really, really happy to get those vaccines.
create the extraordinary. Alien Mugler.
Jan had chicken pox. And, Marcia and Cindy had mumps. There. Well, whichever doctor we choose, at least we'll have all the information on all the kids.
How long have you had that red spot on your cheek?
What red spot?
Dr. Porter? The one on your chin.
Oh, no. Don't tell me he's got the measles.
Of course, we can't be sure until he's had an examination.
Well, we're practicing together now. Which one of us do you want?
Well, I think in order to prove a point to the boys that
never mind. Dr. Cameron, he's all yours.
Following my older member.
Tapes that raise so many questions about the narrow divide between choice and coercion, faith and delusion.
Tinkerbell warns Peter Pan that every time someone stops believing in little people like her, a little person dies.
The people in the world who thought that I had completely lost my marbles, they're not right.
These people who are laughing 24 or 48 hours later ingest poisonous barbiturates and kill themselves with bags tied over their heads.
Measles, measles, measles. Well, all the kids have now had the measles.
So have I.
Well, I had them years ago. Looks like the Bradys are finished with the measles.
Hold it. You're not through yet.
Alice, don't tell me you're coming down with the measles.
Oh, I hope so. I'd hate to think I was just learning how to blush at my age.
The world of medicine has seen its share of miracle cures, from the polio vaccine to heart transplants, but all past achievements may pale in comparison to the work of Dr. Alice Crippen. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
What's the all?
So, Dr. Crippen, give it to me in a nutshell.
Well, the premise is quite simple. Take something designed by nature and reprogram it to make it work for the body rather than against it.
You're talking about a virus?
Indeed, yes. In this case, the measles virus, which has been engineered at a genetic level to be helpful rather than harmful. I find the best way to describe it is if you can imagine your body as a highway and you picture the virus as a very fast car being driven by a very bad man, imagine the damage that car could cause. But then if you replace that man with a cop, the picture changes, and that's essentially what we've done.
How many people have you treated so far?
Well, we've had 10,009 clinical trials in humans so far.
And how many are cancer-free?
10,009.
So you have actually cured cancer?
Yes. Yes, we have.
Alice.
In 2007, a new presidential directive was signed quietly into law. This maps out the government's response to a crisis, a plan to cope with a real dark winter. It is known as Directive 51. There are rumors of shadow agencies, sleeper cells, covert agents, but nothing can be confirmed.
Our complex world is primed for breakdown.
And once the chaos strikes,
there won't be resources to save us all.
The only question left is, what will it take to save what remains?
But measles is a child's disease.
I can't understand.
Yes, it is a child's disease, Abner. But to the Hawaiians, who have developed no resistance at all, it is a deadly pestilence. The sailor who brought it ashore is bound to have infected dozens of others, besides Micah. Within 3 days, this disease will sweep through Lahaina like a raging plague. Their fevers will go unbelievably high. Their deaths are agonizing beyond all imagination. Our children will come through in good shape. And we can save a fair percentage of the Hawaiian children if we can separate them from their parents. The adults are another story. 1 month from today, 1/3 of our population will be dead. 1 out of 4 of the survivors will develop consumption. 1 out of 7 will be deaf. 1 out of 12 will be blind. I need all the help you can give me. Captain
Dr. Ripper, everybody go beach. Make lie down in the water. Try for keep cool.
That'll kill him. He'll catch pneumonia and die. Rafer, help me.
At this point of the show, the host would do something fun and spontaneous to show how we're all just ordinary people, like ordering pizza for everyone.
But since we already get food at the Globes, we thought we'd mix it up and try something new. So roll up your sleeves, Hollywood, because you're all getting flu shots! You know you wore a sleeveless gown for a reason.
Hey, shot! Excuse me, ma'am. You're definitely going to want to get Defoe. Great.
These nurses are all licensed professionals straight from the Rite Aid in Echo Park.
What you do not smell is called iocane powder. It is odorless, tasteless, dissolves instantly in liquid, and is among the more deadly poisons known to man. All right. Where is the poison? The battle of wits has begun. It ends when you decide and we both drink and find out who is right and who is dead.
But it's so simple. All I have to do is divine from what I know of you. Are you the sort of man who would put the poison into his own goblet or his enemy's? Now, a clever man would put the poison into his own goblet because he would know that only a great fool would reach for what he was given. I'm not a great fool, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you. But you must have known I was not a great fool. You would have counted on it, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of me.
You've made your decision then?
Not remotely. Because iocane comes from Australia, as everyone knows. And Australia is entirely peopled with criminals. And criminals are used to having people not trust them as you are not trusted by me, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you.
Truly, you have a dizzying intellect.
Wait till I get going! Where was I?
Australia.
Yes, Australia. And you must have suspected I would have known the powder's origin, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of me.
You're just stalling now.
You'd like to think that, wouldn't you? You've beaten my giant, which means you're exceptionally strong. So you could have put the poison in your own goblet, trusting on your strength to save you, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of you. But you've also bested my Spaniard, which means you must have studied. And in studying, you must have learned that man is mortal, so you would have put the poison as far from yourself as possible, so I can clearly not choose the wine in front of me.
Look, if you're an anti-vaxxer, just put a napkin over your head and we'll skip you.
You're welcome, you guys.
This costs 50 grand, you guys. You're welcome.
Some of the biggest stars in Hollywood are getting ready for Carol Burnett.
You're trying to trick me into giving away something. It won't work.
It has worked. You've given everything away. I know where the poison is.
Then make your choice.
I will. And I choose. What in the world can that be?
What? Where? I don't see anything.
Oh, well, I could have sworn I saw something. No matter.
What's so funny?
I'll tell you in a minute. First, let's drink. Me from my glass, and you from yours.
You guessed wrong.
You only think I guessed wrong. That's what's so funny. I switched glasses when your back was turned. Ha ha, you fool. You fell victim to one of the classic blunders. The most famous is never get involved in a land war in Asia, but only slightly less well known is this: never go in against a Sicilian when death is on the line.
Who are you?
I am no one to be trifled with. That is all you ever need know.
To think, all that time it was Shortcut that was poisoned.
They were both poisoned. I spent the last few years building up an immunity to iocane powder.
The Masonic Chip program uses modern police-approved techniques to create a child identification kit.
And we take fingerprints. We also provide them with a swab for getting a DNA swab. And we also provide them with imprint where they can get an imprint of the child's teeth. So not only does it provide DNA as well as a swab, but it is also a source if you were using trekking dogs to provide a scent for the child.
Charter City is stunned by the sudden rollout of Rook Unlimited's most fantastic device ever. The Smart Mark. Throw your other devices away, because the Smart Mark is more than just a phone. It's part of you. Use it as cash. Book your travel. And even shoot video. Distribution points are all over the city. And don't let the lines discourage you. The Rook Unlimited Smart Mark is worth the wait.
I never realized how wonderful technology could make me feel. The Smart Mark has brought order to my life.
And the best part? It's absolutely free. A gift of thanks to our city from Rook Unlimited.
You may be surprised to see who we found using tricks to cover up their license plates.
Apparently, they're law enforcement.
You know, in Hollywood and in the industry and the stuff we do, there's a lot of like insider secrets to keeping your career going, and a lot of insider secrets to making things tick.
Come in. If you're seeking, he'll come in. If you're seeking, he'll come in. Bless your name, Jesus. Bless your name, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.